Hello and welcome to Guiding Gettysburg. The story I have for you today is a bizarre story. It could be right out of Ripley's Believe It or Not. That's how bizarre it is, but it's actually true, and it's recorded in the Adams County Historical Society civilian accounts. And you can go read it if you'd like to, but let me tell you about it. A man named Duncan Carson and his wife Mary lived on York Street in Gettysburg. Now, Duncan Carson was 30 years old, and he was a teller at the Gettysburg National Bank. He and Mary had two children, a young boy and a baby girl. And everybody knew that the possible battle was coming to Gettysburg. So the Gettysburg Bank wanted Duncan to take the cash and the documents out of town so they would be safe. So Duncan was away during the battle. Day first, Mary was alone with her two kids. And that must have been very scary for her. Mary's brother, Charles Hunt, was fighting for the Union Army, and he was wounded out on Seminary Ridge. He told his men to take him to Mary's house, and he could be nursed there. He needed surgery, so they called a surgeon from town, I think, and he needed to have a bullet removed from his leg. Mary knew that her house was not going to be a safe place because a lot of traffic started coming into town. You see, the troops were out on Barlow's Knoll, and they fought at the Battle of the Brickyard, and they were working their way into town. They were going up to Cemetery Hill. That would be the safe zone for the Union Army. So there were a lot of artillery shells flying around, bullets. There were men on the sidewalks running for their lives. Even at the building across the street from Mary's house, Tyson's photography studio, there was an artillery shell that landed in the building, in the windowsill, and it never exploded, but it must have been very scary to see those kind of things happening. Mary knew she wasn't safe at her home anymore, and she wanted everybody to go to the bank. She knew that in the bank they would be safe because there was a vault and they could hide out in the vault until the battle was over. Or at least that part of the battle was over anyway. The surgeon and her brother Charles and Mary and the two kids headed for the bank and the vault. And before long, Mary's friends and neighbors asked if they could join in and share the space in the vault as well. You see, most of the women in town were by themselves. I mean, they had their kids, but their husbands were away, at war. They were in the Union Army, so there were very few able-bodied men around town at that time. I guess Mary couldn't say no because there ended up being 19 people in the vault, as well as 2 dogs and a cat, believe it or not. It must have been very cramped in there. I can't really say what the size of the vault was, but I'm guessing an average room is like 10 by 12. Even if you put 19 people and the animals in a room that's 10 by 12, you're going to be mighty crowded in there, I went to lunch yesterday with 2 of my friends who were guides, and I asked them what they thought it would be, what you would be concerned about if you were in that vault. And one of them said she would be worried about where to go to the bathroom. And the other one said that she would be very claustrophobic and not liking the situation at all. And for me, what I thought about was the smell. Because when you have that many people in close quarters, they weren't big on body hygiene back then, and I can only imagine how bad it smelled. But these people were literally running for their lives and hiding so they would not be caught. And even if they were caught, I think they would have been fine. It was just getting away from the artillery shells and flying bullets, and I don't blame them one bit for hunkering down in that bank vault. The photos that we have for you at the beginning and end of this video are the safe door that was inside the Gettysburg National Bank. This is the actual door of the safe, and it lives in the Gettysburg Hotel right now. It's in the atrium of the hotel, and it's mounted on the wall. And the safe door is not very big. It's probably 6 feet tall and maybe 2.5 feet wide, and it's not a big safe door. So that makes me think that the vault wasn't all that big either, but we don't know. We can only speculate. I think the people were in there for probably 6 hours or more, that's all. And I'm sure they thought that was enough, but luckily everyone came out safely. And her brother Charles, he was all patched up and he was good to go. So I hope you enjoyed this story. Please tune in again for another historical story, and also for Freaky Friday. I hope you like my channel. Please click subscribe if you like it. Thank you. See you. Bye-bye.